Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Vishnu Reddy and I am a drummer. Let me do something about this. No, not quite. Somewhat. That's good. That's pretty good. I am a drummer of the metal variety. You might know me from bands like Godless or Man Eating Orchid and also Dapper Duck. You probably don't know me from Dapper Duck. We don't have any music out there, but just for you guys, here's a little teaser. So I'm making this video right now to help out you guys. And by you guys, I mean us. The metal coming community. The metal drumming community. Especially those who have just started out, don't have much experience with this genre and with playing drums in general. And this video is going to provide you with some habits that you can develop over the course of your journey, which will help you to maximize your potential as a metal drummer. And without further ado, I'm just checking if there are any ados around. Number one.
Lego! Skin click! Holy
The number of times I've gone to a local metal gig and seeing you guys metaphorically raw dog the concept of tempo. It is insane. You wouldn't think it happens much, but it happens all the freaking time. This is something that you should fix immediately. We are in 2024. We have a million metronome apps. Hey kiddos, editing Vishnu here. You'll probably see me a few more times because I'm still learning and so are we all. If I seem a little harsh in this section in particular, that's because I have every right to be. I've been there, I've been in this exact situation more recently than you would think, and it has cost me dearly. You could literally get a jackass in your ear going,
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
It's so easy to download a metronome app and to use it. Don't give me any of the nonsense like, oh yeah, metronomes take away my feel. Nope, not buying it. Not buying it one bit. So this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna go home, download your favorite metronome app, sit down and practice along with it until you completely freaking bury that click. You should bury the sound of that click with how tight you are playing. Get to that point. Because you know what? Here's a little secret. You have to play fast in time. It doesn't matter if you're playing fast if you're not in time. And that goes for all of you guys, not just drummers, guitarists. You guys are the biggest culprits, I'm sorry to say. Why don't you take it a step further? Why don't you practice with a 30 BPM click? You have no idea how difficult that is. So yeah, just please guys, please play to a click. Play and practice to a click. Number 2, technique. It's not just hand technique, foot technique. I'm also talking about posture, about breathing, about staying hydrated behind the kit. All that is super necessary, especially at a period where you're just starting out. You've been playing for 3 or 4 or 5 years, and you haven't really changed much in the way you approach the drums, and your bones are getting this can be a tricky subject to talk about, only because there are countless teachers out there, especially with this whole internet thing that we have. There's a million people who swear by their own technique. Some people might say, oh, you got to use a Moeller technique with German grip. Some people are like, hey, you have to maximize the potential of your fingers. Some people, some especially delusional people, are like, man, you're not playing real drums unless you play with traditional grip. And you also have some people doing this whole Wolverine thing with three sticks between their fingers. And you know what? They're still killing it. So, like, more power to them. All the technique lessons that you get on YouTube, on this tube, on that tube, they're all valid. If Molar technique with a German grip works for you, great. If traditional grip works for you, great, just go with it. I know some really cool metal drummers who use traditional grip. When it comes to technique, you need to listen to your body. Alright? I made that mistake of not listening to my body. Younger Vishnu was super stiff in his playing, and that led to having to suffer through carpal tunnel for an entire year, until I actually went and spoke to a few of my teachers about it and had to relearn the way that I play drums altogether. I don't want that to happen to you. I've seen a whole bunch of you guys, whole bunch of you novice drummers play in a way where I can tell right off the bat, this guy's not going to be able to do this in like a few years' time. So please, for the love of God, correct your technique. And going back to the point that I made earlier, everyone's body is different. Alright? Everyone has different physiologies that may affect in a positive or negative way the way you play the drums. For example, I'm double jointed. My hands are super floppy. And I lose control of my wrists sometimes. But you know what? Molar technique really helps with that, and I can really capitalize on the power that I get from Molar technique. So yes, point number 2, technique. Sort that shit out. Number 3. Alright, I am going to talk about vocabulary. What do I mean by vocabulary? Tell me this. How often do you find yourself doing this? Or this? Like a blind caveman with reckless abandon. What I mean to say is, learn your rudiments, please. There is so much you could be doing right now behind the kit. But no, Mr. Monkey Man wants to do Oonga Boonga like big barbarian monkey man that he is. There's a whole world of rhythms out there that could just open up to you if you got the right knowledge. There is so much education out there when it comes to learning drums. Educate yourself. Learn something that you usually wouldn't. Yeah, it's cool to know shit, right? Yeah, sure, Mr. Ragnthor Hafthornbjornsson at the local Viking metal show might call you a nerd and give you a wedgie. But that is but a small price to pay for infinite knowledge. And why leave it at that? Explore other genres of music. Sure, metal does have its own vocabulary, but there's so much more you could be getting. Why don't you learn some jazz? Latin, Afro-Cuban. Fuck it, why not even some hip-hop and R&B? There is something that can be taken from every one of these genres. You know what, while we're at it, hey, jazzholes, come on guys.
Yonder jazz felines look down upon us metal mongrels with utmost derision in thine eye.
You guys can probably benefit from learning some metal chops as well, and some metal vocabulary. There's a whole spectrum of colors to use on your palette. You might have heard this phrase before, but music is indeed a language. And there is nothing wrong with learning more words and phrases that could expand your vocabulary such that you could communicate with much more charisma, certainty, and creativity than you are doing right now. Ooh, I forgot to talk about Carnatic music, which, oh my god, that's a whole other world of incredibility. You know what? This is a good segue. Let's move on to number four. Oh, it is going to benefit you greatly to learn a verbal discipline like what I know, Konakol. So, Konakol, for those of you who don't know, is a rhythmic syllabic language. I could have just said rhythmic solfege and it would have made perfect sense. Vishnu, you buffoon! Employed by Carnatic musicians and Hindustani musicians. I've been through the whole grind of music education, and one thing which I've heard from every teacher that I've had is if you can't sing it, you can't play it. And there is a lot of truth in that. That's one of the most valuable lessons I have learned. Once you get comfortable with a language like Konakol, rhythms are just going to flow through you. Another thing which I've heard from many sources and which I can confirm is true is that your instrument, whatever you play, be it you play drums or guitar or flute or glockenspiel or whatever, the music isn't coming from the instrument. The music is coming from within you. The instrument is just a conduit to help you express that music that's deep within your soul. And Konakol will just do exactly that. You're gonna get so much more comfortable with time signatures. You're gonna get so much more comfortable with odd metered phrases. Transcription becomes so much easier. Making drum parts becomes so much more fun and interesting. Why does the guitar player have to be the primary composer of your band? Why don't you compose something and see how that goes? I'm pretty sure we're all used to the guitarists in our band going like, hey, don't play it like why don't you play it like all the while expecting us to know exactly what they're talking about. You know what? Learn Konakol and it will be a huge middle finger right back at them. You know what? I'm rambling too much. How about I do this? Let me come up with the phrase right here and right now and show you how useful it can be to translate it into beats. Tarikitadom, tarikitadom, takidamidom, takatakitom, takatakitom, tarikitadom, tarikitadom, tarikita. Obviously, this takes a lot of practice and a lot of dedication and discipline in order to get better at. But trust me, this is an essential skill that you need in your tool set. It's number 5, the 5th point in the video I am trying to shoot today. Listening. listening. As metalheads, we usually fall into the trap of thinking that metal is the nectar of the auditory gods. See, that's exactly what you look like. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm pulling out all the receipts right now. You battle jacket wearing, no deodorant spraying, negative IQ. Okay, let me just clarify a few things. I don't hate metal. Metal is awesome and I love it. What I do hate are identity politics. Little gremlins, I do not understand why music has to be gate-kept. Let people listen to whatever the they want. I'm looking at you, Bangalore. There is a whole diaspora of music out there, and you are doing yourself a huge disservice by not listening to it all. I don't understand the need for metalheads to gatekeep. You're not allowed to listen to blackened thrash, gulch death, fart metal because you're not brutal enough. You need to be brutal. Oh, you're listening to Charlie XCX? Oh, what if? It's all just music. Would you discriminate someone for liking a certain color? Oh, that guy likes purple. What a nerd. As musicians, especially, we need to explore all that is out there and find out what we truly like. There is nothing that could go wrong in taking influences from somewhere else. It will make your drumming and your musicality so much more vibrant. Go home, unclench your butthole, and just listen to like some blues or something. Listen to pop. Who cares? If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. God damn, dude. Shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, we're at our final point right now. Number 6. Just be yourself. Stop comparing yourself to other musicians. There is literally no point. Why would you do that? Seriously, why would you put yourself down like that? You are you, and you are beautiful just the way you are. You are an infinite source of glorious light coming down from the heavens upon your very soul. Okay, I'm not doing that. You are the sum of all your life's experiences condensed to a single point that is the present right now. No two people are the same. Just look at your freaking hands, man. Look at your thumbprints, your fingerprints. It's not the same as anyone else. You are different. Embrace that. Embrace that difference and be unique. My favorite musicians are those who sound like themselves. I listen to someone like, let's say, Tigran Hamasyan. And from the first, second note, I can be like, that's Tigran. I don't need to hear any more to know that that's Tigran Hamasyan. The best musicians are those who have their own voice, who follow their own unique vision instead of copying everyone else. So do that. Do exactly that. And I will see you in the next video. I know I've made a couple of points over here. I will go into detail on each of them soon enough. So yeah, have fun and see you guys soon.